Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Creating order in your world. This is very important. Now, I've talked about this on different levels, but I'm going to keep hammering this one home. You know, and I mentioned in a car video this week I was going to talk about this. If you a man, you got to have control over your environment. You got to. Now, I know y'all probably say, Rom, you've talked about this before. Yeah, but see, here's the problem. I'm still seeing instances where men don't show any control over their environment. You know? I'm still seeing instances. If somebody don't want me to talk about it anymore, well, shit, step your ass up and get control over your environment. You know, put me in a position where I don't have to talk about it. And I've been saying that. But see, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing too many men. And not just like, I see it in comments on YouTube. I see it in men out here, especially during this crisis. They not showing that they have order in their own world. You know, that order got to start with yourself. You know, some of the stuff you get, you got to start with yourself. You know, if you can't create order there, don't worry about the rest of the world. Some dudes don't got order in their own damn lives, but they want the world to change. It don't work that way. Don't work that way at all. You got at the minimum. I don't care what your living situation is, what your job situation is. At the minimum, you gotta have order in your life. I'm gonna tell you what, when this was like hammered home to me, because I never forget. I remember it was like a couple decades ago. You know, I used to when I was at American University, I was going there, you know, graduate level, and also like I would still use the gym there. And I'd be driving from someplace, I'd be driving from home, and I would always pass this park, this little park. It was over there by Tinley Circle, right? For people familiar with the D.C. area. There used to be this homeless guy, older guy, homeless, right? But one thing that struck me, and one of the very few regrets I had, I didn't like just park my car and just sit and just talk with him. But he used to have a lot of people used to stop and talk with him because I noticed something about him. He homeless, but he had a chair, he had a couple chairs and a table, right? And he would put that table up, and like he had a little tent right there too. And it was so interesting because that table, he had some Windex and he would clean that up. And it was like, you know, for a homeless dude, this dude was in order, you know? So my thing is, if that dude can be homeless and still keep some order in his life, any man can do that. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. So that got to be the first thing, you know? And, you know I talked about keeping your clothes crisp or anything, but that's part of order thing. You know, I'll just say it for myself. I love ironing. But I learned that from older relatives, grandfathers, step-grandfathers. I was told my great-grandfather used to keep his stuff sharp. You know, that's keeping order, even in how you appear. Even just keeping your appearance tight, that's order. You know? And every man got to have that. Every man got to have that. Even if that man don't look like it, it got to be some order. Like he just for whatever reason presents a certain way. Even if he looks slovenly, that got to be because maybe that he wants that order. That's up to him. Right? Because the start of the order is within your own mind. Don't worry about everybody else. Don't worry about everybody else. Because everybody got a different thing and they'll want something different from you anyway. You could be that dude who, you know, your clothes are sharp or something, and then somebody else will be like, oh, he's too stiff or anything. It don't matter what they say. It matters that you feel like you got order in your life, right? So first, you just start with your personal self, you know. Make sure everything tight. And then you start moving beyond that. So, okay, you got yourself tight. So, all right, you're going to need money. You're going to need money. I mean, you know, I always say if you're talking about relationships, don't live with your wallet. But you're talking about life, you better have that wallet, right? So you need to have order in how you bringing in money. And then as you bringing in that money, have order in where you live. Now, this don't mean you need to have like some fortified home somewhere. Unless that brings you order, you got it like that. But it still means you need to have order where you live. You know, whether you living in a room in someone's house, whether you living in a basement apartment, regular apartment, condo, big old loft, regular house, row house, mansion, whatever, you got to have order in it. You got to have order. You know, you got to have order. You got to strive for that order. Now, I know some people out here, you know, they might have to live with somebody or whatever. Okay, you know, that's all right as you building, but your job should be having order. And even in that situation where you might have to live with somebody, still some order there. Still some order. And how you keep your surroundings and everything. And then you just gradually expand that. Order in your world. How people deal with you. Because I have no problem letting somebody know if they deal with me in a way I feel is incorrect. Letting them know, no, I had a problem with that. You know? Like, I got a lot of guys be talking about women doing this and women doing that. You don't have any order. Because if you carry yourself in a way that suggests you got order, the woman going to think twice. Even I don't care how ratchet she is, how bossy she is, how Amazon she is. If you presenting to, you carrying order within yourself, it's going to go out to the woman. And she going to see it. She going to see it. And now let me share a story I told before, right? You know, and this was well over a decade ago. You know, had gone through some stuff. I'm getting back on my feet and everything. Had a family, getting back on my feet. I had a job at this place. And I couldn't drive to work because, you know, at the time we only had one car. So I left it home with the wife, you know, so she could shuttle around the kids. I was taking a bus to work, right? Taking a bus. And I remember it was in the county I'm in now. I go to the bus stop. There was these women there. Just to be clear, they weren't just black. They were black and white. For all these people think it's just black women doing this and that. But these were black and white women. Every time I would go to the thing, they be loud, trifling, cursing, all of that. I ain't say one word to them. I just come there, be quiet, get on the bus, be quiet, say everything. But I carried myself a certain way. But I always remember they started seeing me. They were looking. And I would just walk up. It got to the point I walk up to the bus stop. They be cackling, all that. They see me coming. They got quiet. And then I started being friendly to them, saying, hey, how you doing? They were like, hey, brother, how you doing? That's good. They were chilling. They were chilling to the point the bus driver who said, he'd be like, he said, yeah, like seeing when you come up, bro. And I knew what he meant. That was like one of those things. Y'all know how it go. Real men could have a communication on. We could say something publicly, and say a statement publicly, but then we'll know what each other's talking about. And he knew it because they be trifling on the bus and everything. And he said he noticed they were real calm when I was on the bus. And I ain't say anything to him. I ain't threatening them or anything. But see, I had order in my own world, so it extended out. You know, and even without me saying a word, because the message I sent out is, let's say you're going to engage me a certain way, you know. So first, let me go back over that. You start within yourself, and then you gradually expand that to the world. And it's some other people even going to pick up, because they're going to know if they come in your world, they're going to have a certain thing. Now, whatever I said before, your normal boundary extends 3 feet out. But the more order you create, it extends further. So whenever people are just around you, they're going to carry themselves a certain way. I've even had thugs, straight up thugs, people y'all call them Pookie and Ray Ray when they got around me because I kept order within myself. They would behave a certain way around me. And I've seen other dudes do that too. You get those thorough men, they get out there, and I've seen this across races. People behave a certain way around because they created order within themselves. So always remember that. Create order in your world. So that's all I got for now. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.